you have to do security with layers, because there isn't going to be one end all solution that's going to stop anyone from getting into your environment, unfortunately. That would be a very successful company and product if there were. But since that's not the case, what we talk about, at least when we're talking with folks, is minimizing the impact. If someone is going to be environment, which a lot of times we don't know when someone's in our environment, it can be years. I mean, things can stay dormant. You don't necessarily have those indicators that something's happening during these types of attacks, depending on what that goal is, as far as how deep that information and knowledge and collection is going into your environment. So what we like to talk about is ways to minimize the effect of it. And to Ramin's point, the goal is money, right? People are trying to commoditize your data. That's the whole purpose. So if you can put protection around the data itself, then even if someone is in your environment, even if someone grabs that data and pulls it out, which is what's usually happening, and then they'll threaten to release it on the dark web unless you pay XYZ. Yeah. If you have a product like Seclore, DRM protection, digital rights management, you're putting the protection on the data itself. That means if someone goes in and grabs an on-prem file share with 10-year-old archive data, takes the whole folder, zips it up, and throws it somewhere else outside of your network, if you have that content protected, you could say, hey, only internal users are going to get certain levels of permissions on this. So if anyone outside the org is trying to access, it's basically like a brick. The possession of the file doesn't mean access or control to the content. So I think tools like DRM protections, data-centric security, put the protections on the data itself, because the data has to move. Those are the only solutions that I see to mitigate that part of the ransomware attack.